Welcome to The Advocate, a program that thrashes out all the topical issues of the day.
When you are in government, you don't see nothing wrong with whatever is happening. The moment you are out there, everything is wrong.
You can't even see many women now, and when they're there, they're not even really making a mark, and then they have an NYSC problem and this and that.
One of the reasons why we don't have more women in politics in Nigeria is for as long as political meetings continue to take place in the middle of the night.
Exactly.
Really disastrous for a president
to even say
be unaware of the chief
It's
justice.
a ploy. It could be a strategy.
That strategy was
Backfired.
terrible strategy. Because the buck stops at your table.
Whether it's that we don't look after our cities, and quite frankly, Nigeria is becoming a very ugly place.
When you are the only one feeding the people with this news, and there is nobody countering them, it becomes, the news.
You're watching The Advocate on Plus TV Africa. Sometimes the solution to a dilemma is really a no-brainer. So another one of Mother's Day has come and gone, the American brand, that is. But what message has sunk in? Because it's high time things changed. I do not know about the oft-peddled feminism with its varied interpretation and rejection in many parts of the world, Africa inclusive. What bothers me more is respect for the woman. Are we to pretend that we do not know that the favorite pastime of our politicians and businessmen especially are girls, girls, girls? Loads of them girls, and it shows no sign of abating. Are we to turn a blind eye to the increasing pressure on women to succumb to sex for job elevation? Even women are turning a blind eye here, yes. And rape, when will this most evil and animalistic of crimes against women abate? Why do we appear powerless? Why do we allow the victims feel shame for having done nothing? The perpetrators, men, are born of women. They have lived with their mothers, worshipped them, loved them, fought for them, or their sisters even. Rape is without doubt sometimes a mentally deficient act of a clinically deranged person. The evil mind is close to this definition. So why is castration not an option as part of the overall punishment? I do not see anything so fitting as castration. Then hospital, jail, or whatever else. We either respect and care for women or we suffer the consequences.
I've got a question for you.
Okay.
I really don't understand.
Okay.
The often peddled feminist, but you're on the side of feminism, but you're on the side of women. But sorry, I just need to understand.
In other words, there are many parts of feminism that I don't agree
Mention
with.
one.
But no, I don't need to because we'll go into.
We won't. I just want to mention one.
No, we'll be sidetracked.
We won't.
There are many things. It may not even be absolute things like, oh, somebody said this and I don't agree. There are many things about feminism. It's a movement that's trying to build. And so there will be things thrown at us.
That's what you don't like about it.
And so there are things we will disagree with, and it might be terrible on us from the people pushing it. It will take us, 40, many more years before we get to a point where we get to a point where it's okay. So what I'm saying is, there are many things about feminism. It's just like there are many things about the gay movement that obviously, if you put it down on my table now, I will reject many.
There's nothing obvious about it. You just would reject it because you're Chuka.
You see, this is the problem I have. I wish you had not brought feminism into your...
Because I don't know what feminism had to do with it.
The reason I put the feminism there is that I don't want it to be form any part of what I'm discussing on this matter.
I understand. That's
why. So I dismissed it very early.
I understand Chuka's,
I'm not here as a feminist. I'm here for people committing animalistic crime against women, mostly
really
women.
I agree with you on the crime against women and why I think it shouldn't be a women affairs alone. We all should stand up for it.
Absolutely.
And then this idea of police officers raping.
I know.
Women.
The fact that they did, not even an idea, it was they did.
With
pure water bags
as condoms and and then we just gloss over it as if it has happened. Oh, okay, the police authority will do.
No one has been, not one person.
Amnesty International, Amnesty International has said they are going to ensure. the policeman
That's what I'm
would
saying.
depart.
That's where the
But what
problem.
has your
That's
president
where
done
for
about
me.
it?
That's the
president-
problem.
It's not a
You don't have
presidential
to
thing,
wait.
really.
No, not that he would do anything as such, but
You don't have
he has
to
not
wait
even
for-
shown emotion about it.
You don't have to wait for Amnesty
As usual.
International. It beholds on all of us.
I think that's actually not a Buhari job. I don't know why.
No.
Sorry,
If something
guys.
like that happens in a country,
Guys.
if it happened in Germany that policemen raped women the way they did in Lagos, I mean in Abuja and all that, if it's Germany, I'm sure that Merkel will,
I think it's
will,
the
will
Let's
express,
reduce this
will
to
express
Buhari.
her disgust.
I know, right? Why we-
So Buhari here, it's not a personal attack on Buhari, it's an attack on Buhari as president, keeping absolutely quiet while that sort of thing
Where is the
happens.
Minister of Justice or law?
It
Whatever
does-
it is?
we will
Where is
come
the
down
Minister
to
of
that, but
Justice
where is the
here?
president?
Because that's the
He
person
didn't
that
even
actually
speak.
needs to hold the press conference.
That's where I am
we,
saying.
Can we keep it about 'cause
Exactly.
his comment or his argument about what to do about this castration?
I think we
yeah,
should
yeah,
focus
Yes.
on
For me, first
Yes,
and
I think it's
foremost,
time for
is the fact
castration,
that
yes.
I really don't think we should all wait for government. When things like this happen, it shouldn't be one woman group, one women group there, or Amnesty International. It should be all of us. This is it's inhuman. All of us collectively as a people should do something about it, and we should ask that justice be done.
I think
Not just
that,
castrated.
I think in terms
With a
of
both sign on there. I'm a rapist.
I think
Written, boldly written,
education
everywhere you go
is very important. Within not just a family setting, but also in formal education, formal schools from primary, secondary, especially secondary school. I've got 2 kids and a daughter in secondary school, in mixed school. I worry every day. I dread to get a phone call to say this happened. Because I can't tell you what I would do. I don't know what I would do. Castration may be the least of what I could do.
Yeah.
So I think we need to. That's part of it. More advocacy, yes. More advocacy needs to be done by not just women, but
Everybody.
everyone. It needs to be done. And I think also going to what you're saying about insisting that repeat offenders,
where
if he survives the first. But offenders should be, like you have in other countries where you have people designated as sex crime offenders.
Right, they should be registered.
And they should be registered.
Not just registered with a bold sign on his
and
chest.
saying that
everywhere he goes to.
even on his driver's license,
Yes.
it's put there.
It's put
And even when you're going to take a job or you're going to look for accommodation, if you've been, convicted of rape or served, it should be on the form so that people will know whether to give you.
Yeah, that's true.
So we should extend the consequences, and I think that's the thing, because it seems to be limited to only the persons who have committed this crime,
Right.
and so they can walk away, no one else knowing that they've committed this crime. But
And
when it becomes
stigma.
when it becomes known that this person has committed this crime, and every other person within the community knows that, and I think that way, a lot more people will be worried or scared of even participating, because you hear all these things that happen in universities.
Yes.
It's scary.
Yes.
You hear the things that happen in when there's recruitment, especially in federal government agencies. I mean, it's scary.
Yeah.
And it's
Let's
worrisome.
bring this back
Yeah.
to you made the connection between Mother's Day and rapists and all that, and I really don't know why you made that connection.
because the first woman you tend to first
and
mature
eulogize
woman,
is your mother.
mature because your
Yeah.
sisters
Sure.
are there, but they're small girls like you're a small boy, so it's your mother. Now, how would you get from a point of knowing your mother to a point where you can rape somebody else's daughter?
Okay.
Well, it's the same.
Or a
What
mother
you're
already,
saying
even
to
at that
me
point.
just doesn't, because men were raised by women, but many of them are still horrible to their wives. They're still beating their wife. No, I'm just trying to,
That's what Chuka is saying. That if you adore your mother, you're celebrating Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And so see that as a point of reflection.
Yeah.
That look, if somebody
Yes.
does this to my mother,
or had done it before.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
what
is
will I
that
do?
even decent men like you and Chuka, when you react differently. Like when you're busy chasing somebody else's sister, you're not thinking, oh, if that were my daughter.
That's chasing. It's
no,
different
but it's the
from-
same.
I know where
It's
Usa is going. Don't
Do you know
mind
where
the
I'm
chase.
going, right?
I'm a decent man. That's that.
Even
and
decent
I will
men.
not,
All
I will
I'm
not
saying
forget
is
where I'm
that-
coming from.
No, you're right.
No, I won't. No, I won't.
I think
Simple
bringing
thing.
it back to
But
the
wait.
rape part, I think
Yeah.
first and foremost, what you need to appreciate that rape is a power thing.
Yeah,
It's literally about power. It's not, and I think those who will rape, whether they're born of woman or not. It takes a particular type of person, okay, and culture. The culture where boys have been encouraged to just go out there and take it. It is your right. It's entitlement. You know, after all, there's a saying in Yoruba, and I remember my sister used to say, it always bothered her. That basically means there is no such thing as a small guy. From the minute he's born a male, as a small
man,
male,
and so
from
his
the minute
position.
he's born as a male, you have to start, worshipping, respecting, and everything. And then you have a society that actually chastise the female and removes all rights almost, denies young girls and women the rights of, the natural human rights. Our society does that.
Like
Now,
what? Like which right?
well, like the right that I should be able to want to be whatever I want to be without thinking of marriage first. That's one of the rights. It doesn't
Why?
have to be rigid.
Goes to
Pressure on me
That-
to get married.
Yeah, but that's
I mean,
you.
man,
We're not
those
talking about you. We're
pressure.
talking about
Your own
society
pressure
at
is
large.
different.
You're
No,
one
it's
out
not
of
you
200
alone.
million.
Yeah, I was just gonna
It's not
say.
you alone,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We do have because you have to remember
We have that problem,
the
yes.
majority shapes a society, not the minority. And one of the things you're saying when you said lots of us need to come out and advocate, etc., that's what's important because right now you have groups, advocacy groups. Yes, you all know that I have one, but you have advocacy groups who are the ones speaking out against this thing. But when was the last time the average person dropped that pen and said, you know what, there's a protest going on, anti-rape protest going on. I'm going to go and join them. The good thing about what we saw in Abuja was it was both male and female.
Yeah.
Which brings me on to the positive. The positive thing is that we are winning the war. Albeit slowly, we still have a very, very, very ugly percentage that we need to, as you said, we need to
Work on.
break,
Oh,
work on.
Yeah.
But we are winning the war, and we're winning the war by the fact that more and more men, even on social media, you hear men who are condemning it, but there's still a majority who do not condemn rape, who see a woman's body as their right to do whatever they want to do with, and the castration.
Yeah.
Much as you know how I feel about the whole rape thing, I'm not going to support that, and I'll tell you why. We just talked about jungle justice.
Right.
That is a form of jungle justice. So let's not do the token.
I read
not all
somewhere
men.
that if your eye offends, cut it off. Amazingly, Ireti takes things further after the break.
Welcome to The Advocate, a program that thrashes out all the topical issues of the day.
When you are in government, you don't see nothing wrong with whatever is happening. The moment
Self-interest.
you are out there, everything is wrong.
You can't even see
Yes.
many women now, and when they're there, they're not even really making a mark, and then they have an NYSC problem and this and that.
One of the reasons why we don't have more women in politics and enjoys for as long as political meetings continue to take place in the middle of the night.
Exactly.
No, really.
Disastrous for a president
To even say
be
he's unaware.
unaware of the chief
It's
justice.
a ploy. It could be a strategy.
That strategy was
It's a
very,
backfire.
very terrible strategy. Because the buck stops at your table.
Whether it's that we don't look after our cities, and quite frankly, Nigeria is becoming a very ugly place.
When you are the only one feeding the people with this news and there is nobody countering them, it becomes, the news.